yards away from that scrape, and my Whitetail Institute turnip plot is about 110 yards or so, probably from here. I can see parts of it through the timber, but this is like a little saddle right here that connects from the food plot to the neighbors on the south. And there's two really big bucks on this farm. One is a buck I call Thanos, and the other is a deer I call Uncle Fester. He's a mainframe 10 with forked brows and an extra 12-inch tine coming off on his right side. So the reason I'm not on the foot plot right on the edge, I have one stand on the north edge, is because we have a north wind. I can't hunt the north end because my sound will be blowing into the food plot all morning. Plus, you don't want to be hunting food sources typically in the morning. It's really tough to get into. So I park the truck by a drainage and I walk the drainage creek. Actually, it's a dried up creek bed. It took me an hour and 4 minutes to get to this stand. I walked from west to east and then turned 90 degrees and came north to south, and then turned again and came up 235 feet according to Onyx, right from the creek all the way straight up to the base of the tree, just so I could avoid the food plot and hunt this little saddle that connects the food plot to the neighbors. So it's a good spot. I've got a mock scrape there, doctored up with a little raw frozen scent. And that little buck came right to it. Yeah, the wind's blowing right from this saddle back behind me to the east. East-southeast, is blowing down that 200 plus foot drop off. It's absolutely perfect. I love it. That was cool. It's about 10 o'clock, so I came in through the woods, up the steep hill right to the base of the tree, and I'm going to leave through the field. And on my way out, I'm going to doctor that mock scrape again. And just wait for this area to heat back up again before I come back in here. But that was an exciting opening morning here for Kentucky. just had about a 150 class 10 point and about a 75-inch class 8 sparring in this brushy fence row. I didn't know at the time. I just heard two deer messing around with one another. And then about 5 minutes later, the 10-pointer comes out down the fence line, downwind, but kind of more crosswind. I jumped out of the brush with the camera, and I couldn't get on him in time. He wasn't spooked. He just kind of like darted out, and then his buddy came with him, and they ran over the hill to the corn. There's no reason to even go over there. Last year, over the top of the hill was all beans. I'd have been over there right away, right behind him, with the camera and bow. Put a bead on him, and maybe make a stalk happen, but it's all standing corn, 7-foot tall corn for 500 yards. And that's where he tucked into. So I heard another deer down here snort, and it wasn't because of me. I'm downwind of this tree line. Not quite a shooter, but enough to get your blood pumping. That's exciting. Unconventional. I'm doing the ground pound today. The OZONICS running. That's exciting, but it's not the deer I'm after. The buck I'm after is dagger. And there was a 10-point, like I said earlier, on film. I didn't capture him on film, but he was 150s, nice deer. But he went in the opposite direction, so I'm kind of sandwiched in between two groups of deer now, which is kind of a problem for getting out of here. So when I watched those 4 bucks come out of that corner, I gave him a good 15 minutes for Dagger to make an appearance, but he didn't come out. And all summer he's been traveling with this group, so he's probably doing his own thing. I've seen a couple bucks tonight that already ripped their velvet off, and then a few that haven't. So seeing as how it's September 7th, that's pretty typical. But that was an exciting set. Just gonna give them another 10 minutes to slip over the top of the hill there, make sure that they're far upwind of me and out of sight before I make the rest of the trek back to the truck. But that was exciting. Good way to spend opening day here in Kentucky.